Namaste, I am Avnish. I belong to India, the state of Bihar, and welcome to Spotlight, our podcast series under Nalanda Dialogues. So, today, the country in Spotlight, I'll share a few points and you have to guess the country. So, this country is an archipelago consisting of around 17,000 islands, but still people of this country identify themselves as one unique common entity. So, just imagine a population that is scattered across thousands of islands, and yet they identify themselves as one common entity. That is in itself a noteworthy point. The daughter of the first president of this country was named by an Indian leader. Her name was Megawati Sukarno Putri. So, I can go on and mention the striking features of this country, but last point that I can mention is this country shares the first three letters of its name with India. So, I am sure you must now have guessed this country. The country is none other than Indonesia. And to talk more about the different facets of Indonesia, its economy, culture, life, society, its city life, everything, we have with us Sana Vero with us. She is an author. She is primarily working on the Indonesian books currently, but she has a very ambitious plan of diversifying into other languages, including English. So, during the course of our interaction, Sana Vero will talk about herself, her works also. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much to have me.
We did a very extensive research about Indonesia.
Yeah.
And the first thing that comes to our mind when we hear about Indonesia is Bali. The international tourist destinations. Many of my acquaintances, after getting married, I mean, they are like they have to go to Bali, especially for their honeymoon. So, what is your first-hand assessment of the tourism potential of Indonesia?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm not expert to observe something, but
Yeah.
It's always good to open to make some tourist. What is that?
The tourist sector.
Yes,
Yeah.
tourist sector. I mean, it will develop the state as well. Also, it's quite profitable. But again, if we talk about culture,
Yeah.
once we open the state as a tourist sector, we also open the door of our culture. The thing is that when we cannot acculturate the culture, we will follow the tourists.
True.
Not like tourists come and they also have to learn our culture. And now what happened in Bali is that many tourists, I will not mention the country, but they are doing like what you call it, unpleasant action or behavior which is disrespect the culture. So it's like that. I mean, the most challenging to to close with the tourist sector is about about the culture.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, very true. We also came across a lot of instances of so untoward incidents happening because of open access to tourists. So yeah, that is a very valid concern. Vero, please, apart from Bali, please tell our audience any other place in Indonesia that you would like our audience to visit.
So basically in Indonesia you can find, I can say you can find anything.
Yeah.
But the iconic one, the authentic one, please visit our place. Yeah, that is the most, most important. You can start to, to learn about Indonesia, because we also, like India, we both have long history relate with the kingdom palace, or yeah, and also that palace still, you know, still give the big impact in our government system. So yeah, please
Yeah.
visit our like Yogyakarta Palace or Surakarta Kasunanat. Yeah, you can see the beautiful of our traditional music, gamelan, and then our traditional dance also there. Yeah.
So yes, audience, the villages of Indonesia is what should be on your list when you visit Indonesia next time. So, Vero, you are also a very accomplished author. Your works, they consist of poems, prose, short stories. Most of them are concerned with issues of women. So, if you could please tell us about the kind of coverage and reflections that you make in your literary works.
As of now, like I had three books. Three books of prose. It published, and so it's like this. Avinash, how do I say? Prose, poetry, novels in literary work. It's like genre.
Yeah.
But that time, in the first time, I tried to find. Okay, so I'll tell you one thing. Before I start writing, I ask myself, like, how can I express my thought, express my what you call feeling, emotion inside? Because actually, I born and growth in the what you call conservative family and patriarchal families like that. So I feel that I don't have any space to to contribute myself, because you can see like what kind of conservative yeah. So that time I was try many things, and I find that okay, writings is closest space that I can share with myself. I can listen my voice, I can express with like freely,
True.
So yeah, about women issues, actually, I'm not. It is in on purpose. So, to be honest, just because of I'm woman, so I will see everything like in my point of view as a woman.
Yeah.
Then only I can clear and deal with myself. Then I'll have the objectivity of the things, of the polemics, of the object. So it's like that. About the issue that consists into my work is that lately in my latest book, in my third book, it highlight about the woman which what you call in urban city and in the rural, how they struggle, how they survive, how they develop themselves, because and yeah, I realized that there is no difference between women rural and women urban, because in the end of the day, we are women. We have to, we have to know first ourselves. It's like multiple work, multiple choice, multiple, as a self, as a woman, as a mother, as a sister, as a daughter, many things. So the most dangerous is that when we lost ourselves. That thing I found in that. In that book, in my latest book. So actually it highlight about that.
Yeah, like very deep points. Any piece of writing, when you write anything, any literary work, so it is like a part of you that is finding expression in that poetry or book or prose like that. So yes, very insightful point. So Vero, again, as you said, like Indonesia, I think almost every village is a tourist spot, but we found that a visit to Indonesia is incomplete without a visit to the historic places. One was the Buddhist temple in Borobudur and another Hindu temple in Yogyakarta. So, if you could please explain about these places or any other tourist spot that are your favorites.
Um, yeah, I must say that Borobudur and Prambanan especially. Like, yeah, it's true that this is the our central, like for Buddhism, pilgrim and biggest temple, I guess. It's also in the heritage of UNESCO as well. But as of now, because it's also interesting, Avinash. So I haven't observed closely about another religion before.
Yeah.
Like first time my experience is here.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, if I can turn back the time, I would have, you know, wants to learn more, because I can see my country's many, you can say, wisdom and beautiful when I'm here. So just because of your question, and again I have the reflection, and yeah, Borobudur I had been like 6 times visit, but for nothing, because I don't have any realization that okay, once I visit some what you call spiritual place, I have to engage with my spiritual sense as well.
True.
It should be like that, but see. But yeah, I realized that thing is here only when I meet many friends here, like different religion, different culture, different country. So about that, I cannot tell more. But yeah, many people from across the world also visit, because it's such a center of pilgrim, I guess. Just like that.
So, that is one of the advantages of staying at an international location, that
Exactly.
you get to interact with
Exactly.
people from different backgrounds, and these interactions enrich our own experiences, our own worldview outlook also. So, another very interesting thing when we were researching about women, because that is your area of interest also, was these death defying motorbike riders that are a star attraction at fairs. So, the fairs, please correct me if I am wrong in pronunciation. Pasar Malams.
Pasar Malam with that.
Pasar Malam.
Yes.
Yeah, so these fairs are Pasar Malams, and many of these stunt riders are very interesting. They are females. So, they are not just defying the law of gravity, but they are also defying the patriarchal tradition. I mean, the societal restrictions on the movement or the actions of women. So, have you been to any of these fairs? What is your experience of these rebel riders?
It's also interesting, because actually this is at first the we call it tong stand or ghost tong. Tong means the cylinder wood, which the circle one, and yeah, tong death or tong stand or tong ghost, like that. So basically this is begin with the man, not woman, and it start maybe in the last 5 years or 4 years. And my response about that is like, of course it is what you call attract the public attention, because of okay, suddenly women are there, but I cannot say that this is kind of movement to against the patriarchal society, because see, it is rebel what you call
rebel riders.
Yeah, rebel riders is like a skill, right? It can be have in a woman or man.
True.
But yeah, because of it is something, you know, point out in the society and the public, then only the you know, the topic studied in the sociologically field. I mean, not purposely to make movement to against the patriarchal society, it's not like that, but the impact, the effect might will, you know, safe
Exactly.
like that.
Yeah, so I mean, even if they don't have in their mind
Yeah.
that I have to break the patriarchal society or something, but just because they are doing this, I
Yes,
mean, will play a larger role in making these changes in a subtle manner.
There is one interesting interview. There is one bikers, like her name I guess Camila or Carmila. She's from Sumatra.
Yeah.
And one day there is some media ask her like, why you have the brave to do this
Exactly.
and that, and she said, I need money, I'm the older one in my family, I have to sustain with my life and all, I don't care about assumption that this is work of man not woman and so on. I mean, from her point of view, like it is kind of, you know, what you call, skill what we have, like how we make it more, you know, strength, you know, it is
Got it.
like last strength what we have, you
Yeah,
can say.
yeah.
So it's like that.
Yeah, so I'll make sure that I go and check that interview also.
Sure. That one is viral in Indonesia.
Yeah, yeah.
Camila or Carmila.
So now for our audience, please tell us about your favorite Indonesian food item that you would like our audience to try.
Okay, so I think you should try sambal. Sambal is like spicy, our spicy, like you have chutney,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have sambal. But our chutney is, of course, different, and I think more spicy
Yeah.
than your chutney. And second one is bakso. Bakso, but it's not for veg people because
Okay.
it's made by I mean meat, yeah, meat of cow or chicken, something like that. And how much I have to?
Two.
Okay, two. Then enough.
So guys, so these are the two items that you must try next time you visit Indonesia. Vero, we came across an interesting conversation that you had posted on Twitter.
Yes.
That was between you and people in general. So people ask you, how does it feel to be a writer? You respond by saying it's painful, ambayan. People ask you what is ambayan, and then you answer aches in the body and the souls. So what I found was that requires that reflects the depth of your imagination, and which is very important for any writer. So please explain like what was going on in your head while you were posting this conversation, and I could not get this word ambience. If you could please explain that too.
Okay, so basically this line is sarcastic, sarcastic form. Actually, in my country, ambience.
Hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
Okay, some kind of ailment. Yeah.
Right?
Got
You're
it.
laughing now. Yeah, it is kind of sarcasm term. I mean, yeah. So yeah, that painful.
Okay, yeah. But I mean, because it is an interest, a passion, so it is worth that pain. I think that is what you wanted to convey.
I mean, the pain you cannot describe whether your body pain body or pain soul. It's like mix, and the symptom sensation of ambience, you can say.
Yeah. Exactly. We also came across this fact that you are a fan of Chuck Nun. I mean, he does he also belong to this literary field? If you could please explain our audience about him.
Yeah, so there is interesting story as well behind it. So basically, in my senior high school, I was living in the boarding school. Like I mean, yeah, since in junior high school till senior high school, like 6 years. I have been live in that boarding with all the rules, which is it's not allowed to read the novels, not allowed to read books. I mean books, like fictional books. They can burn it if they catch us to read that.
Oh.
And then in my last year, I went to library and I found his book. So basically, MH Indonesia, or people known, or we call him like Mbah Nun or Cak Nun. He is poet. And that day, I found his book, like his collection of poems. Then, like I found myself, and I feel okay. So life is like this and like that. In my young age, I mean, so from that day, yeah, I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah.
Till now, and grateful that my first book, which now it's become bestseller. It's also, I mean, the epilogue is from him only.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm happy for that. I mean, it's manifestation to my future, to my children, to my grandchildren. That, okay, at least if I cannot give the, you can say, material manifestation, I can give the intellectual manifestation to them. So, and I can include Cak Nun or Bah Nun on that manifestation. So. Yeah.
Wow, nice. So I can say that he has been like an inspiration for you. Almost transformed your life, I would say. Great. We came across another tweet. In the game of life, death always wins. So I would say I am also slightly philosophical, but not to your extent. But while reading that, I had a feeling that this statement, does it assume that life is only about body? Because after death, it is only the body that disappears, right? But the memories and other, like you said just now, that the non-material dimensions of the person, it still remains. So I mean, what is your opinion on this? In the game of life, death always wins. Life can also win.
If you can say it is like, so life is about body, right? And then you will conclude that death is also about body. Is that so?
So I am just seeking, your opinion on this. Like, what
What
did you?
about your opinion?
So my opinion is, death cannot always win. So because I'll tell you one example. There was a freedom fighter in India, Bhagat Singh. During the colonial rule, he was in his 20s, 23, 24 years old, and he was hanged by the colonial powers at the age of 23, 24, like that. But still he continues to remain in our memories and inspire us to do great things, and he is more popular today than maybe in his lifetime because of internet and all that. So my thing, so I cannot say that for him the death has won. For him, those 23, 24 years of life itself has won. So what is your take on this?
Yeah, actually I'm agreed with you, you know. I mean, in that line, it is about paradox.
Yeah.
Paradox thing, like how the way we think. I mean, there mentioned game, right?
Yeah.
Game.
Game of life.
Yeah.
Correct.
We have to make underline. game.
Uh-huh.
So in case our position, our situation is like we are too aggressive, we are too obsessive with the life, it is only game.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's like that. I mean, I use the paradox way. It's
True,
not
true.
about like not about the body,
Mm-hmm.
not about the soul. It's about where we exist right now.
Mm-hmm.
If you consider as a game, that will win.
Yeah.
But if it is, if we take the essential, like our being and nothingness, then both are always like we are in that dimension only.
Exactly.
We are life. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, got it. So game is the keyword here.
Exactly.
Now I got it. Yes. Internet has been something that has both positives and negatives. So in any society where it was introduced, so if you look at those times when there was no internet and the times when the internet was easily accessible, so there is a lot of change, both good and the not so good ones. So when it comes to the issues of women, the issues that women face, especially in Indonesian society. So what has been the role of internet? So has it increased in the era of internet, or it has helped in improving the lives of women? What do you think about it?
Of course, like internet, it's give many yeah positive impact, but also what you call negative is also there because it's not only about the woman society. We can say it's for us.
Exactly.
Like once, what you call, yeah, it's improve our lifestyle. But again, if it become obsession of
Exactly.
social expectation, or you can say it become something dangerous. But about the rules of the government, is that you mean? Like I haven't like I don't have idea about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, about women society and internet, I mean it cannot specifically like women or men, but it's like it give impact to us, all of us, like that. I guess.
Yeah. So I know that the culture and history of Indonesia, that is so rich, and especially its interconnections with India, that we can have a dedicated podcast just on India-Indonesia connection. But in the interest of time, we would seek about your inputs on how your experience in India has been. How do you see India as a country?
So for me, had you heard about you fall in love before you meet? That's what I felt with India. Many people ask me why India, why not Europe, why not UK or somewhere, and I say like India, for me it's like authentic and beautiful, because you see in my area, in my background in literature, you have Visva Sahitya, it is the first term that Indonesia don't have. I mean, how do I say? In the long period of periodization of literature, of comparison literature and world literature, you offer the world about Visva Sahitya, which belongs to Tagore, Rabindranath Tagore. And I mean, only India has. If you compare with others, I mean, yeah, Greek is there, always there.
Exactly.
European literary tradition always there. But other than that, like only India have your own term, like Visva Sahitya means what you call global literature. And I, even though I'm Indonesian, I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm proud of myself. I studied here. At
Mhm.
least I know. I mean, in that period, yeah, like my country doesn't have.
Nice. So I know that the list is long, but we will try and keep it short. So before we conclude, one product from Indonesia that you would like our audience to, our viewers to try on their next visit to Indonesia.
Product?
For example, sari is a product from
Oh,
India,
okay,
right?
okay, okay.
Which almost every visitors would like to take it back.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay, so I'll mention Blangkon. You want to see what is Blangkon?
Yeah, sure.
Or you just
We can see after
sure,
this.
okay.
Yeah.
So Blangkon is like cap, but it's like authentic one from Java, and then batik. Like this is also like kind of batik, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that too.
Nice.
You should, yeah.
So, Vero, even I have been a teacher of sociology for quite some time,
Oh wow.
and your interest is also in the field of society. So, and that is another area of convergence. And again, we can continue on these dimensions for hours, but in the interest of time, we have to keep our interaction short. So hopefully we get to have another podcast on some other
Sure.
issue with you, but we hope that your books, they become the best sellers, and
Thank you.
India is a global market for everything, because we will be, I think we have almost become the most populous country, and that means a larger market for almost everything. So we wish you very all the best in your
Thank you
future
so much.
endeavors.
Best
Thank you
wishes
for your
to
time.
for you.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.